So our Navetta 58, just off Staten Island, running like a dream as expected. Hello everyone, this is Christopher with One Water Yacht Group, and this morning we are in Staten Island, New York, doing a survey on a 2022 Absolute Navetta 58. And this boat is really better than new. She has less than 75 hours and is in really impressive condition. My client is in love with this model of boat. We looked at two. This one was an easy choice. And of course, even though it has less than 100 hours and it's a 2022 and warranties are in place and everything, we still, when we're making a purchase and well into seven figures, we're doing a full survey and mechanical inspection. So we have a professional yacht surveyor and a Volvo IPS technician joining us today. We're going to try to show you this boat and show you some of the steps that are involved in doing a survey and a mechanical inspection, and as well as go on a sea trial, which is always the fun part. So we're going to try to help you learn more about the amazing Navetta 58, learn more about the survey and mechanical inspection process here in Staten Island today, and look forward to having you join us. More to come. One more tip on the survey process that I'll share with you is that surveyors like when you haul the boat out 24 hours in advance so that the bottom has a chance to dry before they do their inspection. By allowing the bottom to dry, it really helps the surveyor see the condition of the bottom of the boat, see the drive shafts, the pod systems, all the things that are under the boat. When they're dry, much easier to make an assessment and, of course, check the quality of bottom paint, etc. So this boat was hauled 24 hours ago. We have her on the haul-out lift, and we're beginning our survey. I think it's important whenever we're working with Volvo IPS pod drives to have a separate Volvo technician in addition to a marine surveyor. And that's because the Volvo IPS pod system, first of all, it's an excellent system. It's becoming extremely popular on large yachts because it's highly maneuverable. So it makes it much easier for owner-operators to manage their own vessel. And you can do a lot of computer control things like virtual anchoring, moving the boat with a joystick, and it really makes handling and running your boat much, much easier than a traditional shaft drive. This is a complete rotating propeller mechanism that is under the vessel, dual propellers, and it's highly maneuverable and it's fly-by-wire. So if you are moving your joystick one way, the computer is taking all the vectoring and calculations into account and rotating those units and even using forward, reverse thrust on different units to move the boat in the way you want it to move just by moving the joystick. So they're excellent, they're very popular, and they're very efficient running at speed. You can run very fast and not really increase your fuel burn. For example, on this boat, our fuel burn is pretty much the same whether we're going 15 knots or 25 knots. So we don't have to worry as much about fuel burn. We can just run that boat as fast as sea conditions allow or whatever's comfortable because these pod systems are very efficient at speed. However, they're more complex, of course, because we have a complete drive unit that is down below the hull. We have gears, we have a transmission that is inside the engine room, and we also have a gearing system that is in the lower unit itself, and those lower units turn and pivot. Now, some of the early IPS pod systems had some problems with what we call the steering seal, and that is the seal that essentially keeps the water out from where that lower unit pivots under the hull and goes through the hull. Now, Volvo has improved that system, but of course, in the abundance of caution, we always check steering seals as well. And the transmission and the lower unit share gear fluid, share a lubricant. So we're able to access and sample the lower unit oil by sampling the transmission oil in the engine room because it's a single system that shares fluids. So that is just some of the reasons why I think it's very important to have a certified Volvo technician whenever we're doing a survey on Volvo IPS pods. And I'm going to give you a quick look at a Volvo IPS pod here so you can see hopefully. So this entire unit, you see dual propellers, which dramatically improves efficiency. And as you can see, this entire unit rotates. And I hear my Volvo technician on the other unit working on a steering seal inspection as well. Yeah, well, you're going to be able to Volvo IPS pods, really next generation. They're becoming really the de facto standard on many yachts, and that's all Absolute has ever used in the history of the company, is the Volvo IPS propulsion system. So it's very efficient, it's very maneuverable, but it does add some mechanical complexity, so it's important to have a certified technician and not just a marine surveyor, in my opinion. I want to talk just a little bit about the marine survey process on a motor yacht. First of all, it's incredibly in-depth. A good surveyor on a boat like this will spend easily 4+ hours before we even get to the sea trial. And the first thing he's doing is checking the hull and the stringers. The way we do that, and ideally, the boat's been out like this one has, so the bottom is dry, it's been out for 24 hours, so that the surveyor very meticulously goes along every stringer, hammer, specialized hammer, and a moisture detection tool. We want to make sure there's been absolutely no water intrusion through the fiberglass and especially into the structural stringers of the hull. But then we get into all the systems on the boat, electrical, the heads, the hydraulic system for the swim platform that lowers. There's many, the air conditioning, the water system. There are many complex systems on a yacht like this, and a good yacht surveyor like the one we have today is extremely thorough in testing, analyzing, and assessing every single one of those systems to make sure that the buyer is getting exactly what he expects and is aware of any potential problems or repairs that may be necessary. We have spent all morning with our surveyor, with our Volvo technicians, and done comprehensive assessments of every system on board. And now, somewhat of the fun part, we get to launch this beauty and take her for a sea trial. Now, of course, sea trial is not just a pleasure cruise. Sea trial lets us assess everything that can only be assessed while the boat is running. So, for example, we want to make sure the Volvo IPS engines are running at the targeted RPMs and efficiency for a given speed. We want to make sure the joystick is working, the maneuverability is working. We want to check systems that require the boat being in the water, like the air conditioning system and the windlass and all those kinds of things. So, definitely the more exciting part. Okay, so the fun part of survey day is the sea trial, of course. We are leaving the marina, and we're going to take the Absolute 58 Navetta for a real sea trial. And it was really hot on shore, but now that we've just gotten away from the dock, it is absolutely gorgeous. We're getting a great breeze out here, and this boat is absolutely gorgeous as well. So, we're going to see how she runs. So we're running the Absolute 58 Navetta at 23 knots, and it feels like you're barely moving. One of the great things about the Navetta, about this very solid ISS construction technique, combined with this Volvo pod drive package, is going fast. It feels effortless. I mean, this boat is smooth. Now we have the doors open, so it's not quiet, but when the doors are closed, it's very quiet also. But we were at 24 knots and it's just chilling. It's really a good feeling. I've experienced this on across the Navetta range, from the 52 to the 75. Speed feels very effortless. We have our Navetta 58 running 28 knots. And in true Navetta fashion, you barely feel it. Speed just feels effortless in these boats. 28 knots feels like 14 knots. It's a very comfortable, smooth, solid feel. And the boat really just feels like it's moving effortlessly. Great feeling on this boat. I love it. So we've got our 58 Navetta up on plane. We're doing a little maneuvering. And I know this boat looks like kind of a modern trawler style boat, but from what appearances deceiving, this boat gets up on plane, can run 28 knots, and actually has really nice handling at speed. Um, so that modern European trawler look is great for interior space and comfort, but that Absolute design provides both a smooth, stable ride, but you're still running plenty fast and maneuvering really nicely at speed. All right, so it's a calm day, but we made a little wake situation here. We're going to try the Seakeeper on this boat. We have a medium-sized wave coming through here, and this boat really doesn't move at all. So it's I'm a big fan of the Seakeeper. You don't have to have anything outside the hull, and really locks in the stability of a boat. So our Navetta 58, just off Staten Island, running like a dream, as expected. It is awesome. Whether it's for an afternoon or a month cruising. So we're here on the Navetta 58, and I think the modern trawler influenced design of the Navetta series of Absolute causes a lot of people to assume that these are displacement hulls. These are not displacement hulls. These are planing semi-displacement hulls. So this Navetta 58, for example, can run 28 knots, over 30 miles per hour. In a 58-foot boat, that's going pretty fast. And it doesn't burn any more fuel at 30 miles an hour than it does at 16 or 17 miles per hour. So once you get it up on plane, go as fast as you want, as fast as conditions allow. You're not burning any extra fuel. So don't assume that because you have all the creature comforts of the Navetta series with lots of interior volume, that you're getting a slow displacement only hull. This is plenty fast, 30 miles per hour, hardly burning any more fuel than you are at 17 miles per hour. Great handling. It's really the best of both worlds. Lots of trawler style amenities with tons of space and comfort,